Hello again. So since I spoke to you last, I've been whisked away from the noisy city and the sirens, and I'm now in the trees in the countryside up in the northern part of Scotland, where actually I don't know if you can see. I'm using my phone for this quick video. I've got daffodils coming up outside, so I hope the camera is picking those up. But I've also come into the dark ages of the internet. It's a very slow internet up here, so I won't be able to upload those two. It's quite long, actually. It's about half an hour's worth of video, so I'm not going to be able to upload those at the moment, but I'm figuring out another way of doing it. But they won't be around for a few days. I just want to talk about something which is, I think, going to be very relevant in this very exceptional time that we are all in. Of course, I'm well. My husband and myself were well, but we're self-isolating. Basically, for me, it's a no-brainer because I mostly live in an isolated way anyway. So it's not much different, except maybe I don't go shopping at the moment. But we're just keeping out of the way, and that seems to be the most sensible thing to do. I just wanted to speak, though, about this time we have now of opportunity, is particularly with relation to Neptune. When Neptune came into its home sign Pisces in 2012, I kind of got some images in my mind of a force majeure, which would mean that we were forced, humanity in some sort of way was going to be put in a situation where it was forced to come together around a common aim. Because I think one of these things that's been affecting us over these past years, especially as the internet and big social media companies have gained power and strength and so on, is that we have been without permission and unwittingly, we've been the subject of a kind of a news feed which is making us compartmentalize what we know. For instance, we tried an experiment the other day. My husband put up a Google page. I put up a Google page with the same thing in the search bar. We had different choices on our separate pages. And this has been going on in the background, presumably because of what he clicks on or he shares or whatever, and what I click on and what I share. Then the algorithms understand us in a way that puts us in boxes. And so therefore we're targeted or we've got tailor-made misleading news or fake news, and that kind of thing coming, and also different choices, different ads or whatever. So I do see this time. So going back to Neptune in 2012, these images came into my mind that there was going to be something that we were going to gather around which would challenge us to come out on that higher level of Neptune, because all of the planetary energies can be tapped in on different levels or octaves, if you like. So that higher octave of Neptune, very much the lower octave of Neptune, has been used to do this fake messaging thing in the background and collecting our information without our permission, and data harvesting and all the other names, data scraping and the like. But the higher octave of Neptune is very much what we are giving the opportunity to use now. We have Neptune on the Mutable Cross at the moment. There's 3 crosses in astrology, cardinal, fixed, and mutable. And that Mutable Cross contains Gemini, Sagittarius, Virgo, Pisces. So Virgo, Pisces is about services, skilled service, skilled work, among other things. And then Neptune in Pisces is about service to the planet, service to all life, if you like. It's on a much more maybe spiritual level, or maybe it's got within it the feeling of doing work which is voluntary or charitable. And now we're seeing everywhere people coming together. Here alone, a couple of days ago, 250,000 people in one day signed up to volunteer to help in, on the front line, key services and so on and so forth. Now, I don't want to get into the Pluto-Saturn thing too much, but there is a Pluto-Saturn motif rolling through the whole of this year, which is about tough conditions, really. It's also about financial, could mean financial meltdown, but of course we respond, and so therefore we come in and find different, we use our imagination. We're very, very, very well designed creatures to find, solutions to things. But it means effort. It means maybe some deprivation. It means some harsh conditions for a while. I said that on the last video as well, and I can't run on too long on this because I'm going to run out. I've got to try and upload this on a very, very slow thingy. So I said the last time that if you had like Cancer Leo rising, and then I said Libra, and when I meant to say Cancer Leo rising, this would come in your house of health or work, and then if you had maybe Libra, Scorpio rising, it would be in the root of your chart. So those hard conditions, like for me, it does fall in my 6th house, and I've had Pluto in there for over a decade now. So there's been all kinds of stuff going on with that one, but particularly at the moment with Saturn in there, with Jupiter in there, with Mars in there. Mars is still in there, just coming out now. Jupiter exacerbates that whole limiting situation. However, there can be success if one accepts the containerization that Saturn wants to put on this amazing transformative energy or transmuting energy of Pluto. Pluto does rule viruses, though, so here we have containment. I mean, it's pretty kind of literal, isn't it? Pluto viruses, Saturn containment, limitation, like rationing things, which I guess that's going on at the moment, especially the pharmaceutical side of things, and face masks and ventilators and all of that. So anyway, without going off on that tangent, what I was trying to get at was that all that group has been sitting in that Earth sign, in that cardinal Earth sign, Capricorn, at a wonderful counterpoint. Neptune sits in Pisces. Pisces is a water sign, and so water and Earth go really well together. And it kind of, if we were to take this opportunity now to link, to merge into that higher octave of Neptune, because the whole world is slowing down, pollution levels are going down, it's amazing, it's a gift. Probably there's going to be less pollution going on since the Industrial Revolution. But whatever, we've been trained to connect mind to mind through the internet. And that's all the Aquarian thing coming in, because that's an air sign ruling the intellect. But now we have an opportunity to get back to the heart connection, which is more Neptunian. Yes, there's Venus, but it's the higher level of kindness and mercifulness and compassion. That's through the heart. And because of these two positions, Saturn's still in there. It's coming out shortly, but then you still have Pluto in there. But because that was what the pattern was at the beginning when this whole thing kicked off, which, some say, it was December, some say November, some say it was known before then. But whatever it was, that was the setup for us when it started to emerge in the Western side of the world. So that's just a thought for me. Neptune rules the pineal gland, it rules imagination, it rules arts, crafts, it rules anything where you can let go of your ordinary, mundane, everyday thoughts and worries and fears, and just merge, connect again with nature, connect again on a heart level with what you have around you, or what it is that gives that little sort of frisson of feel-good factor, whatever it is, or whatever it just completely absorbs you into it, whether it's cooking, kneading bread, or, whether it is painting, or whether it's digging the garden. It's just to, as much as you can, putting little plants in pots on your windowsill. I was looking at somebody the other day managing to hang one out of a window somehow where there was hooks on it. And, pretty soon there'll be probably cilantro, coriander, parsley and the like growing out of that. So whatever it is that you can do. And if you're on the front line, of course, absolutely all of us should be sending our very, very strong love and intention to that front line. The people in the hospitals and the doctors and the nurses and the cleaners and the key workers everywhere. And also, before I finish here, I just want to say thank you so very much from the bottom of my heart for all of those very, very kind words that you said to me under the video I made a few days ago. It touched me very much, and I'm very much appreciative of that. Very, very surprised, actually. Really, really surprised, but just so very, very grateful, and thank you so very much for that. So the last thing, of course, to mention is meditation. This is an ideal time now with the earth quietening, and you can hear more, or you can hear and feel more of nature. This is the time to get into meditation and step into that great wide open of your heart and your soul. And whenever you can do that, the energies are just perfect for that now. So until I'll see you again soon, hopefully not too long a time. Bye for now.